Welcome to Colts Talk, presented by Prize Picks. We went through OTAs, we went through minicamps, different storylines floating around, and yet the name AJ Haulcy, time and time again, was a name we heard from the media, from the coaches, from other players about his performance, how he looked, and what he could do for the Colts in 2026. I think it's worth a full breakdown at this point because it's clear Chris Ballard has found a gem for this team. I think that goes along with where he was drafted, what he'll play, how he can help the Colts in general. The buzz is there for AJ Haulcy, and there's a lot to go with it, along with some other names to discuss around the Indianapolis Colts right now. First, if you're fired up, if you've been hearing all the same stuff about AJ Haulcy, if you're excited to watch the Colts defense change with these rookies in the lineup, you want to get excited and show me you're excited here on Colts Talk, hit that thumbs up button right now if you're fired up to watch AJ Haulcy. All right, so if you have been watching Colts Talk, if you are with us here on the show, then you have seen us, heard from us when we have discussed AJ Haulcy. We first did Lou Anarumo, who said Haulcy's been making limited mistakes, and when he does make mistakes, that's it, one and done. He learns from them. We also got word from Cam Bynum, who will play the free safety position for the Colts, opposite Haulcy if he can earn the starting job. He was basically saying, like, he's physical specimen, making great plays. I'm learning from him. He's learning from me. Good things from Anarumo and other players. Now it's ESPN's turn, as they named Haulcy one of the surprise players for the Colts in OTAs and minicamp so far in the offseason. Here's what Stephen Holder had to say about AJ Haulcy so far this offseason with the Indianapolis Colts. The coaches are raving about the rookie drafted in the third round from LSU. He has been working almost exclusively with the starting defense and is clearly the early favorite to win the starting job at strong safety. Haulcy brings playmaking potential, which was something the Colts are seeking. He is the eight total interception in his final two college seasons, and those instincts were on display in spring camp. Again, look, I will say, I think safety is the type of position when you're in OTAs and minicamp. It's just one of those positions where you can really shine, right? I think a lot of other players are trying to learn the defense, and so is Haulcy. But, when we do see minicamp and OTA highlights, it's receivers and corners a lot of the time, just interceptions and touchdowns, most of it. But Haulcy was a really great pick for the Indianapolis Colts, and we got really excited about him. He was mentioned by a couple different people as an interesting pick. They snag him in the third round. He was a projected to be a second rounder. So when the Colts got him in the third round, it was basically like they got Allen, Steele, Haulcy, Steele back to back, and that was really exciting. Look, he was one of the better SEC safeties, and debate what you want about college football, Big Ten, SEC. SEC still puts out great defenses year to year. Haulcy was a big part of what LSU did, and he worked his way up in college football. You saw his stats there. Smaller school up to LSU in general. Here's another great quote from Lou Anarumo about what we've kind of seen from AJ Haulcy in general. Again, this is through minicamp and OTAs and all that. He said, "We thought we had a really good feel for what he was all about, and so far he's come in and exceeded my expectations." Continues, he gets football. He has a really good feel for the subtleties of the game, and that maybe a guy as a rookie usually doesn't have, which I think is a great point. Again, when we've talked about a couple guys that may start as rookies, well, it makes you nervous because, rookie tendencies don't always go too smoothly. For Haulcy, I'm getting the vibe that he has the IQ to be a starter for this team in general. So we keep saying AJ Haulcy starter, AJ Haulcy running with the ones, AJ Haulcy on defense, Lou Anarumo possibly starting Haulcy. What is the competition like for AJ Haulcy, both through the OTA minicamp process and now looking ahead to training camp? We're going to discuss how things kind of look in that safety room in general with Haulcy and kind of how he can finish out and earn that starting job in general. First, though, today's show is presented by Prize Picks, America's #1 sports picks app. We've talked basketball, baseball, football, and with the World Cup, soccer in these lineups, which are so easy to put together. You just pick more or less on a few player stats, and then you lock in your lineup. And if you're somebody that puts lineups together for the daily, awesome. If you want a different option to take a look at, here's a season long lineup on Prize Pick. Some of the newest names playing football coming up this season in the league. Kenyon Sadiq, formerly with Oregon, loved him there. I love him in New York. I'll go more here on the receiving yards at 449.5. Jordan Tyson, producer AP, really hyping him up with the Saints. Thinks he's going to have a big year with Tyler Shuck. More on the 4.5 receiving touchdowns there. And then Caleb Downs, one of the best safeties in college football, now heads to the pros. Got to get more than an interception and a half. We're thinking so. You can see there, 3 players, more on a stat. It was that simple to put together on Prize Picks. Also, right now, we want to let you guys in on a new user offer. If you download the Prize Picks app today, and the link is in the comment section and description, all you have to do is use code HMA. That's code HMA, and you'll get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That is code HMA to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineups on Prize Picks, where it's good to be right. So yes, AJ Haulcy will have to compete for a starting safety spot. There are some other names in the mix here, but I do want to note this offseason, Chris Ballard brought in a few safeties, but I would say he went a little heavier at the free safety position for the Indianapolis Colts, which is interesting to me because I think Cam Bynum is a good player. He's a set starter. I'm excited about him. I have Haulcy as a starter as of right now. Wanye Thomas and Jonathan Owens are both new at the free safety position. We'll say they have snaps at nickel and they have a few snaps at strong safety, but I just kind of look at that room, and that's special teams depth, and that's extra depth in general at the, depth chart position-wise when we're taking a look at the safeties. Yeah, we could see Wanye Thomas. We could see Jonathan Owens at points at the strong safety position, but I just think Chris Ballard wanted to add a little bit extra at that safety position outside Cam Bynum. But Haulcy, right now, is Haulcy, Wooler, and Scott at the 1, 2, 3 at the strong safety position. And really, it's just Haulcy or Hunter Wooler. And I know Hunter Wooler is a player that a lot of people are excited about. We've heard from Carly Ursay-Gordon. We've heard from other players that Wooler was so good last year in the preseason that they thought he was going to push for playing time in general. However, he missed the 2025 season, ends up missing that with a foot injury. So right now, he's just trying to get healthy. I think that's tough to win any sort of competition or compete in any sort of competition in year 2 when really you're just trying to get your, no pun intended here, your footing back a little bit here after he injured his foot last season. So yeah, Haulcy not only has the inside track for the way he's played, but you also take a look at a player like Wooler, and it just doesn't seem like he's ready to be a starter in general for the Colts just yet. But I want to confirm it with you guys. Will AJ Haulcy be a starter for the Colts? Type Y for yes, type N for no. We want to hear from you, so get in the comments section below. CJ Allen, also a notable rookie that is looking or projected to start for the Indianapolis Colts in the 2026 season. I think this is also a relevant discussion about how the Colts want to play things. Everybody's excited about CJ Allen, right? As I talked about earlier, looked like he would be a mid-first rounder, maybe early first rounder. Next thing you know, he's available on day 2 when the Colts are picking. They need a linebacker, match made in heaven, so they take CJ Allen, who now projected to be a rookie starter. Played well, as I can say, too, for Kirby Smart, SEC, Georgia defense, right? And, we've all been really excited about that and feel like you got a steal, but now Allen's on the field. Right now it's time to kind of prove it, because I will say, not that it's the biggest deal in the world. You can say it's OTAs, it's minicamp. I completely understand. Haven't quite gotten the same hype here about CJ Allen that we have from AJ Haulcy. And again, I will note, I think safety is the type of position where you leap up in the air and pick the ball off and you're kind of roaming around and you just look a little more athletic compared to Allen, who went viral for like slowly backing up into coverage and not looking real clean as he did that. I will also note, Allen expected and projected to be the green dot wearer for the Colts right now on their defense. That's a whole nother responsibility. That's learning the defense and then some, because you're going to be calling the plays, guiding the defense, talking to Lou Anarumo on the field. Speaking of that, Anarumo talking about where he is with CJ Allen and actually a little bit with AJ Haulcy here. Between AJ and CJ, those guys are doing a good job. With CJ, I mean, he's in here every day, super early, getting his work done before practice. And yeah, really excited about where he's at. As far as the green dot, it's been good. It's always a work in progress with young guys, but he's done a really good job. So you look at two guys there. You have A.J. Haulcy, you have C.J. Allen, and this is a pretty veteran defense overall, I should add. With guys, even like guys like Sauce have played a couple years, DeForest Buckner. But hey, two rookies starting right away definitely is going to be something in general that we're going to have to keep an eye on for the Indianapolis Colts. I think Anarumo's got his work cut out for him with a transition like this. But again, I will say, yes, there's going to be growing pains, but I've been a little nervous about it, and from everything we've heard and gotten out of the early stuff, seems like the organization, the coaches, the other players, they seem pretty confident that Haulcy and Allen can be starters for the Colts. The hype around Colts football is growing more and more, and I know it has you guys excited to actually go and watch Colts games in person, which is why we want to give a shout out to the sponsor of today's video. That is SeatGeek. MLB is in full swing, and football is getting closer. You may want to take a look at some big Colts games coming up this season. By the way, you can also get World Cup tickets right now on SeatGeek. I love using the SeatGeek app. The Cowboys coming to Indianapolis this upcoming season. We got that link in the chat. Me and my friends sharing it, ready to go to the game, check out the ticket prices, all that. And by the way, when you're checking out the ticket prices, SeatGeek has your back. Each ticket rated on a scale of 1 to 10, so you know you're getting a good deal. You look for the green dots. If you see green, green means good. Look for the red dots. If you see red, red means bad. And, of course, here on Colts Talk, we have a code for you guys. And this is whether you're a new or existing user on SeatGeek. You can use code CHAT10 for 10% off your next set of tickets at SeatGeek. That's 10% off any tickets with the promo code CHAT10. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app and have the code automatically added to your account so you can use it later. Last thing we have to do here is say thank you, SeatGeek. Let's finish out today's episode of Colts Talk with training camp information. And I know you guys have, I've gotten a couple comments sometimes on the show where you guys want more info. I don't know why the Colts have been a little more hesitant than other teams. I know like the Bengals, their full schedule is good to go and all that. But the Colts, we have more information as of right now. Here's the info we have on Monday. We will get more information later for the Indianapolis Colts. You look here, rookies report on July 27th. Veterans will report on July 28th. Also notable, August 11th, leading up to that preseason game in New England, the Colts and Patriots will go at it in a joint practice there. There will be another joint practice in Indy, August 19th and 20th. That's actually a two-day. It begins the 19th. It'll go into the next day. That's a Falcons joint practice that you guys can go check out there. So that's when everything will kind of get cooking, everything will get going, and that'll lead right into the season. You guys know how it goes. Training camp, and then things don't slow down after that. We will get more information tomorrow. Some things to note as far as that goes. I know you guys are eager, like what's public, what's private, special practices, all that. I'm with you. I'm a Colts fan too. I'm excited to see what's what and what's going on with the Indianapolis Colts. We will keep you up to date with this information that's going to be released on Tuesday at 11 a.m. It's being reported as of right now. So more training camp info coming, as well as the info we gave you on today's show. Speaking of training camp, I want to hear from you guys. Let me know, Colts fans, who's going to Colts training camp? Type me in the comment section below, and I'll know you're headed to watch Colts training camp, which we're all really excited for.